It is August practice time for the Penn State football team, Greg Pickle, and I thought James Franklin had some revealing things to say after they worked out here on Wednesday. Paris Palmer, I thought, was going to be a certainty at left tackle. It doesn't sound like that's going to be the case. It sounds like Paris has some work to do, and he better do it quickly to play left tackle.
Yeah, no question. I think when you think back to what James Franklin said about Paris Palmer from the get-go, it was always that he was going to have to put on weight. Well, it seems he's done that to some degree, but it seems that he's also, you know, taking time to get the on-field part of it right,
tentative was the word that jumped out, and he also lumped him in with last year's group last year, and that's just not a good sign. In conjunction with that, Greg, he also mentioned Wendy Laurent as a guy that's jumped out. I think you know, a lot can happen in the next couple of weeks, but they're looking at maybe reconfiguring this offensive line in a way we didn't figure.
Right. I mean, Wendy Laurent was a guy that played sparingly last year. Kevin Reiner came in from Stanford. Many thought that he would maybe have a shot for that job right away, but Angelo Mangiero and Wendy Laurent are the two guys James Franklin picked out today. Looking at interior guys, of course, there's some guys from last year involved in that as well, but Wendy Laurent apparently standing out so far in camp.
Yeah, the other thing I think is he said the starting tailback job is not set with Akeel Lynch. We saw Saquon Barkley, the talented freshman from Whitehall, break off a long touchdown run, looked very good doing it, and James Franklin cannot praise Mark Allen enough. It sounds to me like Akeel Lynch will have a fight on his hands, and those two guys, Allen and Saquon Barkley, are definitely in the mix to play this year.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much of a fight it will be. I still have a hard time believing that he won't win the job at the end of the day, Akeel Lynch, of course, but Mark Allen and Saquon Barkley, two speedy guys. Like you said, we saw both of them break runs today here at practice on Wednesday, and definitely two guys to watch this year.
One last thing, we also talked to Brent Pry, the linebackers coach, co-defensive coordinator. If you guys were wondering who the third linebacker is going to be in the starting group, it looks to me like it's going to be Jason Kabinda. Praised him a lot, says he hits like a 275-pounder, called him the hardest hitting linebacker on the team, and also very good on the field with communication. I think Jason Kabinda early in camp is off to a very strong start.
Yeah, I mean, he was a guy that had a pretty good year last year and not a whole lot of action. I mean, he played a lot of special teams, did well there, did okay when he was at linebacker. Clearly had to grow some from last year. There's no doubt about that. It sounds like he did.
That's it for early August. We'll have more next week.